Hey guys, Graham here and welcome to the Tattoo Apprenticeship video series. I've put together 22 videos where I think I'm going to cover pretty much everything you possibly need to know about apprenticeships before you go and get one. If you want to start from the beginning, you can click here. If not, and you just want to know what this video is about, then carry on watching, and at the end I'll put a full list of all the videos, and if there's any other topics that catch your attention, you can just click on the link at the end and it will take you to the next video you want to see. So in this video I wanted to talk about practicing on pigskin, fruit and fake skin. And I did touch on this in the last video, give a little bit of information on it, but I just wanted to go into a little bit more detail. So when you have been doing your apprenticeship for a little while, you can start practicing on fruit, and it is a really good way of getting a bit more confidence with the machine. The main thing that is kind of hard at first, I think, is learning how to hold the machine properly. And your tattooist will tell you how to do it. I mean, there's various ways. Some people lean it like back over like this part of their hand, over their thumb, so it's kind of resting here, and they kind of tattoo like that. And some people hang it a bit more over here. I actually hang it over my finger, so I'm kind of like, the machine's facing like this way over my hand, so the tip's coming out here, and the machine's hanging over the back of my hand here. It's just personal preference, really. I mean, you can hold it loads of different ways, and there's loads of different ways your fingers can sit as well. Some people tattoo with this finger underneath the grip, like on the tip, and they have their little finger tucked away. And some people, like I tattoo with the tube resting on this finger, and I've actually got like a little bump there, where like for so long I've been tattooing that like the vibrations of the machine have like vibrated against my finger so much that it's given me some. It's not bad, it's just like tiny little sort of raised bit on my finger. It's weird, I don't know what it is. But yeah, so there's different ways of holding the machine. It just gives you confidence with getting it, and, so you can hold it comfortably, getting used to the vibrations, getting used to the weight of the machine. And you can try out different grips as well, and find out what you like. Because some people, depending on what machine you've got, some people are going to want like big chunky grips, like big metal grips that are going to give their sort of like machine a bit of like a bottom heavy feel, so that it doesn't tilt your hand as much with all the top heaviness from the machine, so it makes it feel a bit more stable. Some people like really thin grips, with like, because they like it. It's more like holding a pen, I guess, like, 'cause it's really thin, whereas holding a big thick grip is nothing like using a pen. It's like holding something, and then kind of you've got a tiny little tip coming out of it. I prefer the big chunky grips, and I use quite heavy grips to balance out my big old iron machine, because it's an old school machine, so it's quite heavy. But then I've also put a Gorilla Grip around it, which is like a plastic grip that goes around the outside of the tube, and that just gives me like something nice to hold on to rather than a piece of metal, because it cuts down on the vibrations as well. But yeah, I'm kind of going off topic now, aren't I? But yeah, so the tattooing on the pigskin fruit or practice skin, whatever you have, should give you a lot more confidence, and you need to do it before you tattoo people, because you can't just hold a tattoo machine for the first time and try it out on someone's body. Do you know what I mean? It's not really right. So fruit is a good starting point. Like I said in my last video, people do bananas quite a lot. I've heard of people tattooing pumpkins. All sorts of things. Obviously stuff like tomatoes wouldn't work, because they're too, as soon as you get through the thin layer of skin on it, it's just going to like spray everywhere and be horrible. So tomatoes wouldn't work. Like obviously apples wouldn't work, they're too hard. But grapefruits and oranges and lemons, stuff like that, they work well, because the skin on them is quite thick, so it's a little bit more sort of like human skin, with like a upper layer and a lower layer, and they take in quite well. They're hard though. They're obviously like really hard, so they're going to be a bit more. When you tattoo it, you're not going to have to press as hard to get the line in. Whereas if you're tattooing a person, you do have to press a little bit harder, so it's not quite the same. The other options, general options, are pig skin and fake practice skin. I also said this in my last video as well, so I'm just kind of repeating myself now. The white, hard, thin practice skin that you can buy mainly on eBay, and it comes with tattoo kits, is a pile of crap. And it's just too hard. It is nothing like tattooing. I can't even tattoo that stuff, and I've been tattooing for 7 years. I try and lay a line down on that, and it just comes out so thin and horrible. So, that stuff is crap. You have to press so hard on it to get a line. You're pretty much blunting your needle. But there's a different type of practice skin, which is kind of like a skin colour, and it's like a bit thicker, and it's like a bit more sort of like jelly-like, so it's a bit more squishy like skin would be. And I can't believe I just said squishy. What's wrong with me? Squidgy. That's a more normal word, isn't it? And yeah, it just kind of looks like it would be better. I haven't actually tried it because like that hasn't come out that long ago, but yeah, I hear that stuff is better. So if you are going to go for fake practice skin, then that would be a good one to use. I would imagine anyway. And obviously then you've got pig skin. Pig skin is very similar to human skin, apart from the fact that it's cold and greasy, and it's not going to move about when you tattoo it, and it's not going to have as much give in it because it hasn't got like a load of meat underneath it. It's just like a layer of skin. But that stuff's cheap, man. You can just buy that from the butchers, like so cheap. They give it away free sometimes, so you know that's quite a good cheap option. And it's probably the best thing as well. I mean, I don't like saying this because, like I said in my other video, I am a vegetarian and I don't like condoning this sort of stuff. But you know, it's the best stuff to use. I'm not gonna lie, and it's greasy and horrible, but you can just wash it off with green soap or alcohol, and then your stencil will stick to it better. And yeah, it's the ink stains it real bad though. That's the only other thing. So you're not going to be able to wipe away the ink very easy, so that's a bit of a pain, but other than that it is the best stuff to use. Nothing compares to what real skin's like, but that is the closest. So yeah, I would definitely recommend using that. And yeah, there's not really anything else you can really practice on until you get onto people. Obviously when you tattoo a person for the first time, if you've been tattooing pigskin, tattooing a person is a lot easier. So if you get really good at pigskin and you can do that well, then you're going to be able to tattoo a person like without screwing it up first time, unless you're just nervous, because nerves can get the better of you. But just, you know, try to overcome that. I did go over that in my last video, I think, the nerves. So yeah, go back and check that one out if you didn't already. If you want to know about, you know, coping with nerves, it's I'll link it at the end of this one. It's the one titled something like how hard or easy is it to tattoo, something like that. So yeah, I hope this video helped you guys out, and don't forget to drop me a like if it did, because that helps me out back. Sorry. And comments. I always reply to all my comments, and yeah, so if there's any advice you need, then just let me know, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and other than that, I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching.